I remember the smell of whiskey on his breath, the sound of the bottle clinking against the table. It was a familiar routine, one that played out in our small, cluttered living room every day. My father, drunk, would lash out at me, his words and fists striking me with a frequency that became almost predictable. I was a child, helpless and small, unable to defend myself against the man who was supposed to love and protect me. The memories are hazy, fragmented, but the pain is still vivid, like an open wound that refuses to heal. He would scream at me for no reason, his words dripping with venom and hatred. He would call me names, belittle me, make me feel worthless. And then he would hit me. The slaps and punches would rain down on me like a storm, leaving me bruised and battered. I would try to run away, but he would catch me. I would try to hide, but he would find me. There was no escape from his anger. As I grew older, I began to realize that this was not normal. That other children did not live in fear of their fathers. That other parents did not drink themselves into oblivion every day. But I was trapped in this nightmare, unable to wake up from the hellish reality that was my childhood. I felt like I was walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next blow would come. My mother was afraid of him too. She would cower in the corner, pleading with him to stop. But he would only laugh at her, tell her she was weak and pathetic. As I entered my teenage years, I started to rebel. I started to fight back, physically and verbally. But it only made things worse. He would hit me harder, punish me more severely. I felt like I was losing myself in his darkness. Like I was disappearing into the abyss of his addiction. But one day, something inside me snapped. I realized that I didn't have to live like this anymore. That I didn't have to be a victim. I started talking to a counselor, pouring out my story like a confessional. It was the first time anyone had listened to me without judgment or blame. With her help, I slowly started to rebuild myself. I started to see that my father's behavior was not my fault. That I was not responsible for his addiction. It took years of therapy and self-reflection, but slowly, I began to heal. I learned to love myself again, to believe in my own worth. I'm still healing today. The scars are still there, but they're no longer defining me. I'm learning to forgive myself and my father for the pain we both endured, and even though the memories still haunt me sometimes, I know that I am strong enough to face them head on.